I find this flower, which is the flower that I gave this guy yesterday. The thing is, we don't have this tree here. This morning, when I woke up, I wasn't sure what kind of video I was supposed to be making, and I was asking for guidance. And when I opened my door, something was laying on my doorstep, and I knew this is the video. Let me catch you up on what happened. I have this friend from Germany. We've known each other for a couple of years, and he came to Mexico yesterday with his friends. And he was in Mexico City, so we were like, yeah, let's definitely meet up and hang out. And I met him, I met his friends. They were all super lovely. And yeah, we spent the day together, had some good conversations. And it was 3 guys and 1 girl. And the girl was the girlfriend of one of the guys. And she had hurt her foot on the travels, so she was not doing so well. And after like an hour or 2, she was like, okay guys, I have to go back to the Airbnb. I feel really like, yeah, my foot is swollen. Like I need to go back. So she left and I stayed with them. And then after some time, there were less and less people. In the end, it was just me and my friend. But the last person that left was this girl's boyfriend. And the 3 of us, we were sitting in this square in Mexico City that has these beautiful trees around with these really like purple flowers on them. It's so beautiful. So we sat there, had like a pastry, and we're just talking. And as he got up to leave, I don't know this person really, right? But I liked all of them very much. As he got up to leave, I was like picking up one of the flowers and I was like, give this to your girlfriend. And he was like, oh, that's a great idea, thank you. And then he left. And it was so instant that I didn't even think about it really. It was just like, it felt like I didn't even say it, It was like, okay, whatever. And then I was thinking about it like, oh yeah, if I had a partner, I would be super happy if he brought me a flower. Like, I would be happy if he thought of me and if he thought of my foot and if he was like, here, like, I know you weren't there, but this is the flowers that we had there. So that was that. I spent the rest of the day with my friend that I had known before, and it was great. Super nice to have people from my home country here. And this morning when I woke up and I was doing my meditation and I was getting into the energy and I was thinking, what can I talk about? Because I really want to talk about things that are helpful, things that bring peace, things that inspire, things that bring hope. I don't just want to ramble. So I always ask for guidance in my words and in my energy and in my focus. And I live on the rooftop, right? So when I open my door, there's a rooftop terrace. And this morning I opened the door and I find, can you see this? I find this flower, which is the flower that I gave this guy yesterday. The thing is, we don't have this tree here. I've never, I mean, there's so many leaves on the terrace all the time. Never these ones. Never. I don't even know where the closest of these trees here is. So, and it was right outside of my door. And it really touched me because in that moment I knew this is the universe giving me feedback on what you give somebody else, you will get in return. From what I experienced so far and what I've learned, the more you develop spiritually, the faster your karma comes back. In the good and the bad way. Karma is not a bad thing. It's just the law of, you put something in, you get something out, basically. And it was so beautiful because in that moment when I gave him the flower, it was out of this realization that I've had over the past weeks and months that we all share the same being. I don't feel separate from anyone. Like, it's so scary sometimes, but whenever I look into somebody's eyes, I can see that we share the same soul. We share the same life energy. So I just gave him the flower because I was like, wow, I would be super happy to receive a flower. And I don't have a partner, right? But I think the universe is my partner. Because this morning, I had the same flower. I didn't have to pick it myself. It just delivered it to me to my doorstep. What the hell? It's so beautiful. And I don't know if you understand what this means, but to me, what it means to me is divine love is taking care of you. And the more you take care of others, the more the universe is going to take care of you. I went to this church here some days ago from the Virgen de Guadalupe. So it's the church for Mother Mary. It's a very, very big church here in Mexico City. It's so beautiful. And I went to channel her and to ask her some questions. And for me, it's easiest in written form usually. So I was writing my questions and then connecting with her and writing the answers. And one of the things that she said was that if you work in service of the light, that there is a mechanism installed into this reality where those who are in service of the light are taken care of in one way or another. The question is, what do we think abundance means? I really like Bashar's definition of it. He says that abundance means to have what you need the moment that you need it. It might not be there even a second before you need it, but when you need it, you will have it. Abundance doesn't mean that you have millions and millions of dollars on your bank account. It means that you have what you need in order to do what you want to do, in order to do what you're meant to do. Which sometimes are the same things, sometimes they're not. That's another thing I've been thinking about. Is my will God's will? If I have a dream, if I have something that I want, is that just something that's been planted in my heart by God? To me, it feels that way. So is my will God's will? Not necessarily. It's so easy to be deceived by this world and what we think we should want and what we think is going to make us happy. Like, we are not to blame for this. We've been fooled. But I think being open to the hints and the nudges and your intuition is going to lead you to the right path. And this flower, for me, was a really nice reminder that it's not about me. My life is not about me. My life is about all the lives that I can touch in my lifetime. And that's not even like, I'm not saying that to sound like a saint or whatever. It's just, there is no difference. If I do something good to somebody else, I am doing it to myself because we share the same being. We share the same energy. If I help somebody, or if I'm there for somebody, or if I comfort somebody, or if I give a gift to somebody, I give it to myself. And even if I don't receive it in that moment, something is going to come back to me. And I think this experience of being able to actually help somebody, actually make somebody's life better, is the most rewarding feeling. And that might just be our soul telling us, you're going in the right direction. And maybe the universe is going to put a flower on your doorstep to remind you that what you give to another is going to come back to yourself. You don't have to rely on one single person, on one single employer, on one single government. You can rely on the big boss. Like, skip the small stuff. Rely on God. Rely on the universe. Rely on this energy that is within all of us, that is guiding us, that is enlightening us from the inside out. Last weekend, I spent in an ashram 2 hours from Mexico City. It was my first time there, and I felt this call very, very strongly when I read about it. And then magically, there's one friend that usually never replies. She was like, yeah, I have a car, let's go. And I was like, amazing. So we went and I met the guru, who, interestingly enough, is from my hometown in Germany. Like, what are the odds? But he founded the ashram 55 years ago here in Mexico City, and his Spanish is way better than his German at this point. But the light that was shining through him, out of his eyes, out of his presence, reminded me that this light is in every one of us. It was in the Buddha, it was in Jesus, it was in all the saints, it is in all the gurus, it is in the cashier that's helping you pack the groceries, it's in the person that you really can't stand. We share the same light. And accessing it might be so simple that it's hard to believe in our intellectualized society. But I feel like I'm getting closer to it. And I'm realizing it's so much easier than I thought. Because the mind loves to conceptualize. The mind loves to make things more complicated because in that way, it can keep the reign, it can keep the upper hand. So the ego starts acting like it wants to help you get enlightened, and okay, let's do this yoga practice and let's do this meditation, let's become the most spiritual person ever. That's the ego keeping the upper hand. That's the ego staying in power. It's so smart. The spiritual ego is so dangerous because it's more awake. And it makes you feel like you're superior to everybody else. That's what the ego does. It either makes you feel superior or lesser than other people. Never on the same level. That's what my shaman always reminds me of when I call her and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, or like, I want to explore this. And she's like, whenever something that you do makes you feel like you're better than somebody else, it's not the path. The true wisdom of your soul, when it's coming through, when you're feeling it, it's not going to be something that makes you feel like you're better than somebody else. It makes you realize you're exactly the same. Your worth is exactly the same. Your importance is exactly the same. Your place here is just as important as anybody else's place on the planet. We're all playing our role so that all that is can be all that is. With you, with me, with everyone. So yeah, I want to thank the universe for this flower and for this inspiration and for this energy, because I needed this reminder. I needed this reminder that when I give out of my heart and when I think about what might make somebody else happy, it's going to take care of my happiness. It's that simple. Neil Donald Walsh, I was listening to a lecture of his from, I don't know, I guess 10, 20 years ago. One of his first lectures with like very little audience. And he was saying, if you feel like you lack something, give that what you think you're lacking to somebody who has less. If you think you have no money and you have just like $5 left, go and get them changed into $1 coins. Does that exist? Well, in Germany it does. €1 coins. And give each of them to a person that's living on the street. If you think that you need love, start giving love to the people around you that need it even more. If you think that you need hope, start giving people hope that need hope more than you. And you will see that whatever you thought you were lacking, you are already abundant of. And it starts coming back to you more and more and more abundantly. I think it also works the other way around, but let's not go there. We all know what I'm talking about. Message of the day. Give freely, knowing that we're all one. Knowing that what you're giving to somebody else, you're giving to yourself. Knowing that giving something valuable to somebody else, it may be material, it may be words, it may be comfort, it may be energy, it may be thoughts. That is the most valuable thing you can do in this life. And it counts. And ask for signs if you're on the right path. Ask for signs Tell me what I should do today. Tell me who needs help. Tell me if I'm going in the right direction. Tell me, show me that what I'm doing is the right thing. And you will receive signs. This flower is going on my altar, and I'm so happy about it. And if it had been there yesterday, I might have not even noticed because it wasn't in my consciousness. But now that I was like touching it the day before and giving it to this person, it was in my consciousness, and now I could see it. You get me? My name is Veda. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.